Okay, so welcome to another video, and today is about the secret of mental fitness. So what if I told you the key to thriving under pressure isn't just mental toughness, it's actually mental fitness. In today's world where stress levels are higher than ever, most of us are reactive. We wait until burnout hits or challenges overwhelm us. But imagine if you could prepare your mind to handle absolutely anything that life throws your way. In this video, I want to share 3 strategies which are backed by science that will not only help you bounce back from any setbacks, but equip you to stay ahead of them. These tools are ones that you can implement today to start transforming your mental fitness. So I hope you know by now, I'm Aaron. I'm a personal development specialist and a mental fitness expert. Over the years, I've worked with individuals, I've worked with teams, I've worked with athletes across industries to help them unlock their potential by strengthening their mental foundation. And mental fitness is like building a fortress around your mind. It's not just about never facing adversity, but having the tools and the skills to weather the storm. In this video today, the first of a new series, we'll explore practical, research-backed strategies to develop your mental fitness. So before we get into the strategies, let's set the stage. What is mental fitness and why does it matter? Mental fitness is the ability to maintain emotional and cognitive resilience under stress. Think of it as your mind's immune system. When it's strong, you can adapt, you can recover, and you can even thrive in challenging situations, no matter what they are. When it's weak, or even minor stresses can feel overwhelming. The World Health Organization defines mental health as a state of well-being where you can cope with life's stresses, work productively, and contribute to your community. And mental fitness takes this a step further. It's not just about coping, but thriving. Here's a statistic for you. According to a study in 2023 by the American Psychological Association, over 75% of adults report experiencing significant stress daily. And chronic stress has been linked to issues like anxiety, depression, and even physical illnesses like heart disease. Mental fitness gives you the tools to break this cycle. Think about it like this. When you train your body at the gym, you get stronger over time, allowing you to lift heavier weights or maybe run further or perform better. Similarly, when you train your mind, you build its resilience to handle life's emotions and cognitive weights. So now that you understand the importance of mental fitness, let's explore the first strategy. The first one is control the controllables. This first strategy is all about learning about what you can control. This concept is simple but profound. Stress often comes from focusing on things that we can't change, like other people's actions, past mistakes, unpredictable circumstances, or maybe even the weather. Dr. Stephen Covey, in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, introduces the idea of the circle of influence. He explains that we all have a circle of concern, everything that we worry about, and then a smaller circle of influence, the things that we can actually change. And the more time that you spend on what's within your circle of influence, the more empowered and less stressed you will start to feel. So here's how you can apply this strategy. Identify your worries by writing them down and everything that's currently stressing you out. No filter, just get it all on the paper. Then start to divide and conquer. Separate these worries into 2 categories: things that you can control and things that you can't. The next part is taking action on the controllables. For example, if you're worried about an upcoming presentation, focus on what you can prepare, your slides, your delivery, your cadence, and not on how others might react. A 2021 study published in the Behavioral Journal of Science found that individuals who practice this approach experience a 34% reduction in perceived stress levels. By focusing on what you can control, you'll not only reduce your stress, but you'll feel a better sense of accomplishment and confidence in your ability to handle challenges, which then builds evidence for you to relate back to in the future. So this second strategy is reframing challenges, and it's rooted in the science of cognitive restructuring. That's right, you can change your brain. And this involves changing how you interpret difficult situations and making them less distressing or more empowering. Research from Stanford University has shown that individuals who actively reframe challenges into opportunities experience increased resilience and lower levels of anxiety. Why? Because reframing challenges and the story that you tell yourself about an event and transforming it from a threat to a lesson or even an advantage is what happens. So here's how you can reframe effectively. Catch your negative thoughts. Start by being aware of the inner dialogue, the stories you're telling yourself, and that voice inside. If you catch yourself thinking, I'm going to fail, pause and recognize this thought as just that, a thought. It's not a fact. Ask better questions. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try, what can I learn from this? Or how can this make me stronger? And then replace the story. For example, if you didn't get a job that you wanted maybe, instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, reframe it and say, this gives me time to find something even better. To illustrate, let me share a quick personal story. And I'll take the job example because it's a perfect one. There was a time in the past where I was contacted by a recruitment agency who wanted me to apply for a managing director's role for a company where the current owner and managing director decided that he wanted to work less. He wanted to essentially start the retirement process for him, but still have some kind of reins. So he was looking for, let's call it a managing director in training. And I prepared for that interview. I prepared for that interview so hard and so well. And I put so much effort into it. I built the best presentation I've ever probably done for an interview. I researched so much about the company, knew the history. I researched as much as I could about the managing director himself. And I went and done the interview and I absolutely aced it. Like I can't tell you. I should have walked out of there with this guy's job, in my opinion. I should have been made managing director there and then. However, despite how well I thought I did, it took a week to get some answers. Then there was nothing. It took 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And I think eventually after about 4 weeks, I got told that while my interview was great and I did really well, I wasn't quite what the managing director was looking for at the time. And I can't tell you how much that upset me. That hurt because I've got some really great jobs in the past and I've had some great meetings, great interviews, whatever, and I've always aced them and done well. This time I felt I did brilliantly well and it didn't go my way. So for about a day or two, I found myself thinking, maybe it's just not for me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this isn't the path that was destined for me or one I should be taking. And after wallowing in that self-pity for a little bit of time, because it's allowed and you should be able to do it, you should be able to feel the emotions and move through it, I decided to reframe it as I got the opportunity to interview for a managing director position in my mid-30s without ever being one before. They saw something about me that they liked, and enough to get me to the interview stage or the second interview. I can't remember what it was. And it allowed me to prepare the best presentation and interview and research and everything that I'd ever done, which taught me valuable skills. It taught me that I can do it. It taught me that I can deliver at that level. And it showed me that when the opportunity and the time is right, maybe it's something I could have done. Now, obviously, my path's changed a little bit, and I've got to the point where I own business and want to go that route, and I'm going to be my own managing director for myself. I don't need the validation of someone else in their company to get to that position. I already have the skills, so why not just go ahead and do it? But that little story there is about how I went through something that affected me, and it took me back, and it gave me feelings of the imposter syndrome, like maybe I'm not good enough, maybe this isn't for me, I shouldn't be doing this, whatever. And in the end, it was all lies. It was all just a story that I told myself because I didn't get the result that I wanted, and maybe it hurt my ego a little bit. But over a period of time, it allowed me to reflect, it allowed me to reframe, and it allowed me to replace the story with one that was more empowering and more meaningful for me. And you can do the same. So reframing doesn't just erase the difficulties, it shifts your perspective. And over time, this way of thinking becomes second nature. And it starts to make you more adaptable and more resilient. So finally, let's talk about building your tribe. So humans are social creatures, and our mental fitness is deeply tied to the quality of our relationships. A Harvard study of adult development, which has tracked participants for over 80 years, has found that strong relationships are the greatest predictor of happiness and health, even more than wealth or career success. So here's how to cultivate a supportive tribe around you. Reconnect. Reach out to someone that maybe you've lost touch with, a friend, a family member, or even a mentor. A simple message can reignite the connection. Seek out like-minded people by joining communities or groups that align with your interests. That could be a fitness class, a book club, or even a professional network. And then be intentional. Make time for the relationships that matter to you. Schedule regular check-ins with your loved ones or your friends, even if it's just a quick call or a coffee meetup. Remember, it's not about the number of the connections, but the depth of them. A close-knit group of supported people can be the absolute foundation of your mental fitness. So there you have it. There's 3 different strategies to start building your mental fitness today. First, control the controllables and focus your energy where it matters. Second, reframe the challenges to transform setbacks into stepping stones. And third, build a strong, supportive tribe that lifts you up. So if you're ready to take action, here's a challenge. Choose one of these 3 strategies and practice it this week. And let me know in the comments which one you picked and how it's working for you. And don't forget, this is just the beginning. In the next video, we'll dive into emotional intelligence and how it supercharges your mental fitness. So subscribe, hit the like button or the notification bell so you don't miss it. Until next time, take care of your mind as it's your greatest